Alright guys, so enough of the chatterbox. I know you see me go crazy in this series, but I just want to get my thoughts out about this. So Apple is supposed to have their event around October 23rd in San Francisco, I believe, whatever, or San Jose. I don't know where the conference is going to take place, but people are speculating that we're supposed to be seeing a 13-inch MacBook Pro Retina. Makes sense. iPad mini, we'll go over that later. Refreshed iMac, redesigned iMac, makes sense because the iMac hasn't gotten a refresh for a while. I believe since 2008, I'm not sure. And a refreshed Mac mini. But I want to take three of those items out because those are the ones that I'm very concerned about. I'm concerned about the iPad mini. Now, you guys already seen my video about the iPad mini, and specifically I said in that video it wasn't necessary for Apple to make an iPad mini, because if they're doing this just to compete with the Kindle Fire, or right now the Kindle Fire HD, they're obviously going to blow Amazon out of the water, because of course, no matter what, people will most likely to buy an iPad, and then there will be some that buy the Amazon Kindle Fire HD, or maybe a Samsung Galaxy Tab. Yeah, there aren't too many people out there that buy Android tablets, but people are saying that we're supposed to be seeing an iPad mini at this conference on Tuesday. Now, here are my thoughts about the iPad mini as I was thinking about it since I made that video announcement that I'll be covering that event. Well, first of all, my thoughts about the iPad mini are still the same, sort of, because I feel like it's not necessary. And if you guys don't know what I'm saying about the iPad mini is basically a small version of the iPad. So it's basically an affordable iPad for people who can't afford to throw $500 away just for a basic model of the iPad we are being selling right now. That did not make sense at all. I'm having a hard time doing all this in one take. The basic model for the iPad right now is a 16GB Wi-Fi version, and that is selling at $499. So that is $500 you are spilling out just for that iPad. Okay, and the iPad mini, as I thought about it, it is a good idea in some ways because it could be a little bit more affordable for some people, but is it really necessary? I don't think it's necessary. What do you guys think? And here's the reason why, because like I said before, if Apple's trying to compete with all these smaller tablets, that's fine, but there is going to be a lot of questions about this. What kind of specs will it have? What kind of screen will it have? What is this iPad mini really made for? And I think the most reasonable reason why Apple would make the iPad mini is so people who don't want a bigger iPad can buy them a small one because they can afford it, or maybe some people just prefer a smaller tablet versus a bigger tablet because of the size, and that way they can just hold it in one hand, because people are speculating that the iPad mini is supposed to be a 7.8-inch screen or 7.85, I don't know, but the iPad mini, I still feel like it's not necessary. And one thing that I'm concerned about this iPad mini is the pricing. So the iPod Touch, if you wanted the 4th generation, it'll start from $199. But if you want the 5th generation, it'll start at $299. So let's focus on the 5th generation iPod Touch. It starts out at $300, and stupid car just, jeez. And my windows are closed too. So the iPod Touch 5th generation starts at $299 for a 32GB model. It doesn't even have a 16GB model. Then it goes up to $399 for a 64GB model. So iPod Touch 5th generation starts from $300 all the way up to $400. And the iPad mini, if they really want 3 configurations to the iPad mini, 16, 32, and 64, let's focus on just the Wi-Fi version, because people are speculating that this iPad mini isn't supposed to have 4G capabilities. So let's say if this wasn't supposed to have 4G capabilities, where would Apple price their items? This is a good question, because you think about it. 5th generation iPod Touch, the highest prices it go up to is $400, and the basic pricing of the iPad currently that's being sold is, well, $500. So Apple needs to keep this iPad mini in the $400 and $500 range. I mean, they can't just go like, okay, the iPod Touch 32GB is selling at $299. We'll sell the iPad mini 16GB for $259. That doesn't make sense because first of all, you are buying a higher quality product versus the iPod Touch. Okay, you're buying a product that is a little bit under quality compared to the much bigger version iPad, which that price point would make sense, but because of the iPod Touch in the line, it doesn't make sense at all. And the iPhones, because iPhones go all the way from $199 to $399 if you were to buy the 5, bought the 4S, $99, bought the 4, it's completely free from Apple unless you get it from AT&T, it's $1. So the iPad mini, that's the one thing that I'm concerned about is the price, because where is Apple gonna price this? If they were to have 3 configurations, are they gonna price this at I don't know, $419, $429 for 32, and then $439 for 64? Because for me, that wouldn't make sense, because the iPad that's currently selling right now, there's like a $100 difference depending on which configuration you're getting, and it wouldn't make sense for Apple to just make a difference in the iPad mini's pricing just by, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 something dollars, and maybe $40 difference on between each capacities. So what my question is to you guys is, do you think the iPad mini is really necessary? Leave it down in the comments down below. Personally, I don't think this is necessary, and I don't know if this thing's going to be successful. Or what am I talking about? It is definitely going to be successful, but is it really necessary to fit into the category of Apple's lineup? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like I said before, subscribe to my channel if you guys want to stay updated when I post that coverage video of Apple's conference, because we are going to find out if they really announced the iPad mini. I will see you guys in the next video. You have a good day now and take care. And yeah, really think about this. What is going on, guys? How is everyone doing today? Welcome to another episode of Ben's Tech